we're going to talk about UFOs, time travel, consciousness, spirituality, human evolution, and so much more. What they kept transmitting to me was, we're here studying you. We are future versions of you. Could UFOs and aliens simply be us from the future?
I had this moment where I envisioned an early hominin, a chimpanzee-like form, a modern human, and then this quintessential alien, and wondered, could there be a connection? We are observing our future human descendants. It's not speculating about what will look like or what will act like in the future. We're actually able to observe and interact with them and garner information from that future. We owe a debt of gratitude to people brave enough to talk about these things, because it really does challenge their own worldview. It challenges the worldview of the people that read about this. 85% have a positive or neutral experience, and only 5% describe it as negative. And then over time, regardless of how positive or negative it was, people start to enjoy those interactions.
When we talk about things and we find people to hold space and listen, something shifts in our consciousness.
Scientific hypotheses always start with a question. And what's cool about this one is it is actually testable. We will know if we ever become them or if we destroy ourselves and no humans survive. A lot of people think, well, we'll live in space, so our eyes will get bigger, and we'll push buttons so our fingers will get longer. The most commonly described form are humans, just like us. And then it's the small grays, the tall grays, and hybrids. And importantly, all four of those categories, by definition, are upright walking hominins. The form of these clearly indicates the function of manipulating the space-time metric, manipulating time, and arguably traveling through time. Non-human intelligence has replaced extraterrestrial as the buzzword, but many of them are probably us. Yeah. And in fact, I've come to know that some of them actually are. If there's nothing in the laws of physics that prohibits backward time travel, eventually at some point we're going to figure out how to do it. And I think we're very close to that already. If a person is taken, shows up 790 kilometers later, is with these people for 5 days, but then is found an hour and a half later, it indicates that they came back in time and dropped her off.
You know how sometimes you're driving and it's like, whoa, how did I get here in 5 minutes? I just blacked out, and I was conscious. I was at the stoplights.
You're in a car crash and everything slows down and you're moving like this, but it's still happening at the speed that outside observers would see it, but you feel the passage of time differently. I've had one experience where clock time was also affected by my perception. A clock just stopped for upwards of 15 minutes. And I kept looking at it, very aware that time was passing, conversations are happening all around me, but that clock wasn't moving.
I'm just excited about pushing the ball forward in humanity. It's not just about what I can see. It's really about what I can believe and unlimiting my beliefs.
In our dream state, which I would argue is the closest connection that we have on a daily basis to this universal consciousness.
This is a really ripe time to follow it, to follow those breadcrumbs and
true.
See what doors open up, see what ideas open up, see who that facilitates putting in front of you. This is a great time to expand not only our consciousness and our minds, but also our circle of influence.